From the first frames you can see that the budget is here. The atmosphere is serious, no fooling around here, and we can immediately see that our hero is very capable, because he defeats 3 big guys at the bar. And this show doesn't fear brutality. Look, cut him in half. And there we have the Razor Crest, very cool design for a bounty hunter's ship. No fancy things, just raw functionality. This weapon and the worm is a reference to the beloved holiday special, specifically to the animated part with Boba Fett. And here we have it, folks, the first toilet in Star Wars. The show is more grounded, so it's okay. But why is his random button pushing is enough to open Mando's weapon holder? Not okay. And here we have a carbonite holder. Well, Mando must be pretty rich. And yes, it looks cool. The colors of this show are pretty muted. It is nice because it brings more groundedness. Here we have a cantina. Very cool classic Star Wars set piece that is very fitting for this kind of story. He got 3 of them. That's fantastic and immediately frames our hero as a capable bounty hunter. And here it is, one job that will change everything. And then we have Werner Herzog, a very cool and classy German director that brings his menacing charisma to the table. There we have a fob and the foreshadowing of the Mandalorian purge. Cool. And here is a hideout and a blacksmith, and the tradition never to take off one's helmet. I think that's a stupid tradition, because you don't know what's going to happen and maybe you will be forced to take it off. I was once a foundling. Why was this line spoken? That blacksmith knew about it, as she says after his line. Yeah, right, because we needed some flashback, some sloppy writing right there. But the montage is pretty cool. And here we have him, the I have spoken character. He helps Mando. He said that he needs to write the thing. Mando struggles at first, but then he steps over himself and writes the thing. And he said that spirits won't make it? Where? On this flat surface? Don't joke around, okay? The prosthetics of this guy is fantastic. Look at how naturally he looks. Really cool, guys. The conversation between Mando and the droid is genuinely hilarious. It is pretty cool, and with the help of the droid monotone voice, becomes even more funnier. This massacre is really smooth, but not realistic. They are very outnumbered, so even such droid couldn't withhold such a shooting. Oh, so they hide. This is cool, but not realistic. Sometimes you sacrifice one thing to get another, and he finds him. That's some iconic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The end of the first episode. This tribal music is really good at setting the tone. Kudos to the composer. How does the fob work? Is there a chip inside Baby Yoda? So every bounty has its own fob. But how can it track the bounty? But what mean? Everybody has a chip. It cannot be. So fobs are not supposed to work. Okay. That's some big plot hole, maybe the biggest in this entire show. Next we have some cool stuff. Mando heals his wound. It's very grounded. Cool detail. A silent scene that's respectful. I love when movies or shows use their visual medium to tell a story. And here we have Jawas who steal parts of Mando's ship. Nice. That's very logical. Our hero failed. It's really interesting because of the question that we ask ourselves. What will he do next? How will he get out of this predicament? Those are some beautiful shots. Straight with Jaws, huh? The egg. A new quest for Mando. He enters the cave. The tension is rising. And then he awakes. A mudhorn. Very well animated and drawn creature. Look at the way he moves. Those muscles. That's slick. The fight is cool, very rough and muddy. Mando really struggles. That's what we need, Disney, and not your average Mary Sue. His armor is damaged, he's almost done, but then something miraculous happens. Mudhorn flies! That's Baby Yoda. He is helping Mando. Yes! And he finds the egg. And all of this was for snack. That's pretty cool. Hilarious stuff right there. And Jaws are cute. So Mando retrieves his things. Cool repair montage. Didn't know I wanted it. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. The music of this show is really terrific too. The end of the second episode. What are they going to do with Grogu? Does Mando have no heart? Now that is the question. He brings Grogu to the customer. A lot of Beskar. A prize for Mando's heart? Grogu cries, what's gonna happen to him next? But Bounty Hunter takes his bounty and leaves. Oh, and there's some stupid exposition. The Mandalorians know that the purge is the reason they live like this. Why say this? Because the viewer doesn't know it. A classic script writing blunder. This is the way thing. Not to remove one's helmet. I've already said that as a creative idea it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I think it's a dumb thing.
Whistling birds are a powerful defense against multiple enemies.
Again, why say it? Why do we need this exposition if you will show us how it works later? And here we have some flashbacks and the reason why Mando doesn't like droids. Because they attacked his village. New shiny armor right there. Twi'lek healing buff. But Mando cannot forget what he's done. He cannot get this out of his head, so he jumps out of his seat and goes to retrieve Grogu. Ripping the eye off, that's some clever distraction. Mando, like Batman, steals his way through. He is surrounded, there is no escape. And there are whistling birds. Very useful thing, I should say. Very useful. How does the fob work? I've already mentioned it, but I just don't get it. Some magic stuff is going around with these fobs. And here in particular, why did it reactivate the moment Mando took Grogu with him? Nobody knows. Use the speeder, Mando. Good thinking, they are almost done. But here we have them, folks. Mandalorians to the rescue. And they live successfully. The end of the 3rd episode. That's some beautiful shot. We are presented with a peaceful village, but peace doesn't last long, and then Mando comes to the rescue, but he doesn't know this yet.
What the hell? Come on.
There is a line, what the hell, and it is very peculiar because, as I remember, nobody used it in Star Wars before. The reason is it is inappropriate, because there is no heaven or hell in Star Wars. So it's a little world-breaking nitpick. Then we have a brutal fight. Pretty cool, I should say. We never see that raw fighting in Star Wars. How did he find her? A little plot hole right there. And look, this episode is longer than the others. We are here for a ride. The villagers are kind to Mando. After all, he is their only hope. How could he risk like that? They are just in front of him and he takes his helmet off? That's some strange decision for a guy like Mando. And they are preparing the villagers for a fight. Some Seven Samurai stuff, huh? And the interesting thing that Dave Filoni has already done the Seven Samurai episode in his other show, The Clone Wars. I have a question. How on this god's-forsaken planet with no towns is RTST there? Empire fought here or what? I don't understand. Already 3 plot holes in this episode. Filoni and Favreau are giving up. That's some pretty good plan. Come on, Kara, get this thing to fall. And the whole of the earlier plan not working is some good writing. Kudos. And they win. Yahoo! But there is a fob. And for the 3rd time, how does it work? The question sadly with no answer. It was close. So our heroes live. Because they will be coming and coming for them. The end of the 1st episode. Right in the action. And Mando did the maneuver and won. He said there is no fuel, but suddenly there is fuel. What the hell? Tatooine, yee! And it's looking slick. And Mando takes the job with some dude who wants to get in the guild. And they took off. There are Tuskens, and how are they not hostile right away? No answer. Those are some unlucky shots, 2 of them stroke Beskar. All of the sequence with their light is expertly crafted, very simple yet masterfully executed. I was tight on my seat watching this. The murky dude kills the bounty hunter and is plotting something sinister against Mando. He took them hostage, bastard, but Mando outsmarts and kills him. And here we have a teaser for Boba Fett. I remember the speculation about those boots, yes, and they turned out to be true. Magnifique. The end of the 5th episode. And here we have it, folks, the Bounty Hunter episode. The music is stellar. It is almost nothing like the John Williams score, so it sets itself apart very effectively and creates its own atmosphere that I like. And Mando beefs a little with Bill Burr. And Mando also has some history here with the Twi'lek woman. Great script writing touch. So they are flying on their mission on the Razor Crest. These are some murky guys. Accidentally, Mando reveals Grogu. That's some rough but simultaneously cool landing. I love the prison in space thing, very tight. Intruder alert, Mando defeats them all, and his tactics to get them from behind show us how competent he is. That's some tense scene. If he touches the button, they are all done, and the tension is rising and she kills the man. Clever. Ultimate distractions, those boys. Mando is locked up and left behind. She says that he deserves it. Something happened between them in the past that was bad, but Mando manages to escape. Great job. Red lights. Mando has them. And for the rest of the episode, Mando hunts them down. That's pretty cool seeing him in action like this. And he saves Baby Yoda. And there is Dave Filoni himself. That episode is considered to be a filler, and I agree, but it's a cool episode nevertheless. Seeing a team of bounty hunters in action is interesting to say the least. The end of the 6th episode. Mando has a new quest that is connected with a Grogu customer, and he takes it. But before that, he visits Cara Dune, who's fighting with Zabrak. A lot of raw fights in this show, it's pretty interesting. And Cara is in. That's some tense episode, not gonna lie. The job is very risky. And the I have spoken character repaired the droid. Interesting stuff. Quill raised him like his own child. Fascinating to see that in Star Wars. Really warms my heart. Quill will look after Grogu, so they go on the mission. These 3 dudes give me the impression that dressers and custom designers knew their stuff. These outfits feel like Star Wars. This creature and the lava landscape are very beautiful to look at. Kudos to the designers and artists behind them. Kudos!
Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing could go wrong, and there is a screamer. That's pretty hilarious stuff right there. The fight in the dark is darn good. And Baby Yoda heals him. Look how powerful he is. He was trying to kill them all along, but he changed his mind after what happened last night. Vernon Herzog returns. He is as sinister as he was the last time. That's really good, masterfully crafted, suspenseful scene. I cannot tell much. I can just describe any scene here as good, nothing more, nothing less. And there is an ambush, and we have a real villain introduction. Moff Gideon, played by Giancarlo Esposito. That's some tense chase, and Quill is dead. The end of the 7th episode. The final episode! Get ready, folks! That's some pretty good Stormtrooper can't aim joke, not gonna lie. Bastard! He hits the child, but then IG-11 steps in, and he kicks their asses. A nurse droid, pretty cool stuff. Why they don't do anything and just listen to him? Don't waste time, guys! Surprisingly, he gives them plenty of time. We are shown a full flashback of Mando. Tragic. Mandalorians saved him and took them as their own. That's some pretty cool explanation why he took Grogu with him. He saw himself in Grogu, a foundling left with nothing. He says his function is to nurse and protect, but he drives right into the enemy forces a second later. Some stupidity right there, but he has plot armor, so it's okay. Not entirely realistic, but pretty cool shooting scene. I like it. Mando is dying, and he removes his helmet because droids are not living things. I told you, it's a stupid tradition, I just don't like it at all. But Mando is saved. The final trial is upon us. The lava river. IG will self-destruct to save the child. That's really sad. Never thought that I will become emotional over a droid. And he saves them. But there is a tie. Moff Gideon, and Mando thought out a plan with a jetpack. Let's see how successful it is. Mando struggles, but manages to plant a bomb and destroy Gideon's ship. But how is he alive after that? I don't know. But our hero are safe and sound. And of course the child too. Quill's grave. That really for a moment made me sad. And they head off to the sunset. Yeah! The end of the 8th episode. So, what can I say? It's a pretty solid first season of the show. Much better than the sequels. A very well crafted self-contained story with one big plot hole. Fob. But you can close your eyes to that, because the rest is very good, and it has its own atmosphere and feel to it. I like it. What is waiting for us down the line? Only God knows. That's all from me, guys. Take care and goodbye. Subscribe to the channel.